Hello, welcome. We'll get started finding a comfortable seat or lie down if you're more comfortable lying down. And then just try to arrive in a shape that feels good in your body. Taking just a moment to arrive in our bodies, connect with our breath. So once arriving in a shape that feels good in your body, let the weight of the body just be felt against the earth. Begin to just notice that sensation, that connection. If it's comfortable for you, closing the eyes or softening the gaze if you prefer to keep the eyes open. And then just begin to notice the breath. Noticing how it feels to inhale in the body, noticing how it feels to exhale. Now move into some intentional breathing. You can keep your eyes closed if you want to open them to see this part for just a minute and then close them again. But we're going to bring our hands up onto our ribs. So point your finger, ring finger, middle finger, ring finger, and pinky. Just up underneath where the breasts are on the body. And then the thumb wrapping around towards the side and the back of the ribs. So bringing the hands there, and then you can close your eyes again if you've opened them, or just softening the gaze. And just begin to bring your focus towards your breath. And we're placing our hands here on the body to give us more focus towards our experience with breathing. So now we're feeling the sensation with our hands as well as just noticing the sensation in our body as we inhale. Feeling that expansion happening, the ribs open, the lungs fill, and you can feel that with your hands. And then feeling the sensation as everything descends back and gets smaller as the lungs empty. So just begin to lengthen your inhale. Focusing on trying to fill the lungs, maybe even bringing your mental awareness down towards the belly to really try to focus on bringing the air all the way down to the bottom of the lungs and then filling it slowly to the top. And when the lungs are full, pause there just for one count, just to notice the sensation, how you feel in your body with the lungs full. There's going to be an urge to exhale. Notice that urge. Notice how it feels. And then exhale slow and long, feeling the sensation of the ribs coming back together, the lungs emptying, the body changes. And then when the lungs are empty, notice the sensation there. Pause for just a count, noticing that urge to breathe in. Notice how it feels to have empty lungs. Inhaling again, feel the lungs expand. Holding it for one count at the top before exhaling. Holding it at the bottom. Notice the sensation before the inhale. And then just continue this way for about 10 more rounds of breath. If at any time you want to, you can drop the hands away from the ribs. You can continue to feel that sensation with your hands. Now that you've really connected to that sensation though, if you prefer, you can just let the hands drop down to the body as you continue about 5 more rounds of breath here. Full expansion with those pauses at the top and the bottom. And as you continue to breathe, if you brought your hands down away from the ribs, try to continue to focus on that feeling of expansion. So really try to continue to feel that, even if your hands aren't touching the sides of your ribs, try to continue to feel how that expansion feels in your body, just without the touch of the hands. 2 more rounds of big breath. And after your last exhale, just allow the body to become really soft. If you're sitting up with a tall spine, maybe even round through the spine just a little bit, letting the head fall heavy and the arms are heavy, and the body just begins to really droop and relax. Not having any muscle tension to hold the body up, but just letting it kind of naturally fall for a moment. With the body as relaxed as it can be, take a moment just to notice how you feel in your body. Noticing sensation. Notice the place where the body's connected to the ground beneath you. And then notice the body just breathing on its own without thought. Probably a lot more shallow and short breaths. And then take a moment here if you like to set an intention for your practice. And when you're ready, letting the eyes come back open, awareness of the space that you're in. And if you're lying down, begin to make your way to a seat. If you're seated, just make any adjustments that you need. Always an option to sit on a block if you feel really tight in your hips to begin. Arriving in a seat that feels comfortable in your body. Maybe the feet are crossed. Maybe you're on a block, maybe you find a half lotus. And then taking the shoulders, we're gonna bring them up towards the ears, dropping them down the back and then forward and back up a few times in this direction with the breath. And then the other way, back and up and forward and down a few times. Notice the breath. Maybe the arms get bigger with the rolls in the shoulders. Beautiful. And then we're going to inhale, bring the arms up towards the ceiling, palms come together. With the exhale, lower the hands down in front of the heart. And then slowly, starting with the wrists, keep the hands connected. Starting with the wrists, begin to glue the wrists, the forearms, and then the elbows together in front of your body. So hands, arms, all the way down to the elbows are touching and connected. Now begin to push into the hands. When you push into your hands here, you should feel your shoulders begin to be filled with heat. So push into the hands, push the forearms and the elbows together. Take an inhale. With the exhale, continue to push into the hands as you separate the elbows, lifting them up, making them about parallel to the mat. Press into the hands, feeling a stretch in your wrists. Inhale. Exhale, slowly glue the arms back together. Bring the elbows down to touch. Press the forearms, the hands, and the elbows together. Take an inhale. Exhale, release the elbows. Begin to lift them up, coming into that straight line. Press the palms together. Stretch in the wrist. Inhale. Exhale, slowly glue the arms together. Press elbows, forearms, hands together. Inhale. Exhale, separate. Pressing the wrists, or pressing the hands together to stretch in the wrists. Inhale here. And exhale, slowly bring the arms down. Glue them together, pressing hard. Inhale. One last time, exhale, release the elbows, pressing the hands together to stretch in the wrists. Take an inhale here. And exhale, bring the elbows down. Taking one last inhale as you press the elbows, forearms, and hands together. This time with the exhale, separating the hands. Pull shoulder blades together, cactus arms. Take an inhale here. And an exhale. With the next inhale, reach the right arm up, keeping the left hand in the cactus arm shape. Right arm up, a little bit lengthening over the body, and exhale down. Inhale, left arm up. Lengthen, feel a expansion in your side body, and exhale. 2 more on each side. Inhale, stretch, and exhale, pull it down. Inhale, stretch, exhale, pull it down. 1 more time on each side. And when you're pulling your elbow down, realign here. Pull the shoulder blades back together. Coming back to a straight spine, heart space lifts, holding it here. 2 rounds of breath. Beautiful. On your next inhale, reach the arms up towards the ceiling. This time with the exhale, we're going to take the right arm down, left arm over it, twist the arms up, coming into eagle arms. Bring the palms together with the thumbs facing your nose. And if that's not something that feels good in your body or isn't accessible in your body, just grab your opposite shoulders here. So eagle arms or opposite shoulders. And then we're going to do some seated cat and cows with the arms in this shape. So inhale, arms lift towards the ceiling, chest comes forward, arching the back, take the gaze up, and exhale, pull the elbows down toward the belly button, pull the belly button towards the spine, chin down to chest, rounding through the spine. Inhale, lift again, take the gaze up, arching through the back, exhale, round through the spine. Belly button to spine. 2 more times, inhale, lift. And exhale, round. 1 more. And exhale. Coming back up to a neutral spine. Release the arms towards the ceiling. Inhale. And exhale, let the arms float down. Beautiful. Shaking the shoulders. Let some tension out. Move it however you want to here. And then when you're ready, we'll do eagle arms with the other side. So inhale, the arms lift. This time, take the left arm down, right arm over, twisting those arms up. Palms come together and the thumbs face the nose, or grab opposite shoulders. And then 4 rounds of cat and cow here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. 3 more. And on the next inhale, lifting the chest, release the arms, and exhale, lower the hands down. Perfect. Begin to slowly make your way into a tabletop. Bringing your hands beneath your shoulders, knees beneath the hips. If you have blocks, just have them near the top of your mat. And if you don't have blocks, that's okay. If you find yourself wanting something to help create more space in your body when we move into these stretches, just try to grab onto anything. Maybe a big book, just something that can give you a little bit of lift off of the ground. So coming into tabletop, hands beneath the shoulders and the knees beneath the hips. We're going to tuck our toes under first. Going into a toe stretch for about 30 seconds. So option to just walk the hands back. You've got a little bit more support here. You can manage the level of tension if you're leaning into your hands. You can come all the way onto your hips on your feet and your shoulders over your hips. And that's going to be a little bit more intense of a stretch. So if that feels painful in your feet, definitely lean forward. You can also place blocks underneath your knees. And that takes a little bit of the tension out of your feet. Wherever you are in your toe stretch, just begin to bring your awareness to your breath for about 30 seconds. We'll stay here. Releasing the hands back down to the mat. Bringing the knees back underneath the hips, the hands underneath the shoulders. Begin to engage the core, pull the belly button in towards the spine. And when the core is engaged, we're gonna move into our first balancing shape. Left leg kicks back, point the toes, left leg about parallel with the mat, and then that right arm reaches forward, keeping the gaze down next to your left thumb. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hold, belly button to spine, core is engaged. One more inhale, lengthen. And this time with the exhale, lower down. Coming back to neutral spine, realign yourself. Relax the core for a moment and then re-engage the core, belly button to spine. Kick the right leg back, toes pointed, reaching the left arm forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, holding it here, core is engaged. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lower down. And then we're gonna move into some stretches here. So if you wanna use blocks, great. If you don't, you can just keep your hands on the mat. Just bringing the right foot forward. The right knee kind of aligned above the right foot. You can have your hands or blocks on either side. So stay right here for a moment, just beginning to feel how this feels in your body. And if it feels uncomfortable, just notice what you can do. Maybe you can walk the back knee back slightly. You can always grab your mat and fold it under. If you've got sensitive knees and it's hurting your knee, fold your mat underneath, and then you've got a little bit more cushion there. Whether your hands are on the blocks or on the mat, we're gonna slowly lift, bringing the hands first to our knee or thigh. And then from there, option just to stay right here, or option to inhale the arms towards the ceiling. Taking the gaze up, lifting the heart, press forward into the hips here if you'd like. Inhale, cactus arms, exhale, lift the heart. Inhale, lift. Now, beginning to straighten the right leg, lower the hands down. Option, if you'd like, kind of just leaning forward here. And your right leg doesn't have to be all the way straight. Maybe it's still a little bit bent. But option, you can just reach the hands back and lean forward as much as it feels good in your body, just depending on your flexibility in this moment. I'm in a room that's kind of warm, so my body's probably a little bit warmer than yours if you're in a room temperature room, if that makes sense. So just leaning forward as far as it feels good. If it feels good, you can drop the hands all the way down to blocks or the mat. And then to deepen that pose from there, if it's still feeling like not enough sensation, not enough stretch, tuck the chin, begin to bring the forehead towards the right knee. Holding it here, inhale and exhale. Inhale, lift the chest, drop the right foot, press forward in the hips again. You can release the arms up if you'd like. And then exhale, lower the hands down, maybe just coming back with a lean, or maybe coming down all the way, tucking the chin, forehead towards the right knee. Inhale, lift, lower the right foot, maybe the arms come up, pressing into the hips. One more time, exhale, folding over the right leg, half splits. And then coming back just to the center, right foot down, step it back, bringing it underneath your right knee. And then here, between sides, we're gonna take knees to the outer edges of the mat, press the hips back, find a child's pose. Forehead rests, feeling a nice stretch in the arms, maybe even taking prayer hands over the head for a deeper stretch. 2 rounds of breath here in child's pose. Begin to soften and relax. Come back to your breath here. And then on your next inhale, come back into that tabletop, maybe grabbing onto the blocks or just hands on the mat. Step the left foot forward. Left knee above the left foot for a moment. Making any adjustments that you need here to be comfortable in this shape, whether you're using a prop or just moving your feet forward or back or folding the mat underneath your right knee. When you feel ready, lift the hands onto the right thigh. And then maybe stay right here. We're going to begin to press into the hips. Maybe the arms come up. And then cactus arms if you'd like, if your arms are lifted. And inhale, lift the arms, begin to press the hips back, straightening that left leg as much as you'd like. You can swing the arms back and just lean forward here, or maybe drop the hands all the way down. You can tuck the chin and bring forehead to knee. This side is my injured side, so I'm just gonna lean forward here, not moving too deep into this stretch. And then lowering the right foot. Inhale, the arms lift, or you can just keep the hands on the knees. Press forward. Exhale, hands lower to the mat or swing back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, pressing back. And one last time, inhale forward. Exhale, lower the hands down. Step that leg back. And this time we're gonna drop into puppy pose. So keeping the hips above the knees, coming down onto the forearms, melt the heart, forehead or chin resting. 2 rounds of breath. Beautiful. Begin to walk your hands back up underneath the shoulders here. Then we're going to tuck the toes and press the hips up, coming into a downward facing dog. Right here, shake the head yes and no, pedal the feet, notice what your body wants in this downward facing dog. You can twist in the hips, maybe coming up and down on the toes, or pressing into the hands more, letting the chest come in closer to the legs. 2 more rounds of breath here. And then we're going to inhale, lifting the right leg towards the ceiling. Bend the knees, stack the hips, shoulders stay square. With the next inhale, straightening that leg gaze forward, slowly bring it through. Coming into runner's lunge, take an inhale. On the exhale, step the left foot up to meet the right foot, arriving in a forward fold. And then press the feet down, slight bend in the knees. Inhale, rounding up, slowly stacking your vertebrae all the way up to a mountain pose. Exhaling into mountain pose, arrive here in this shape. Feet press down, lengthening through the spine. Shoulders drop down the back. Engage the hands and connect to the breath. On your next inhale, arms reach up towards the ceiling, extended mountain pose. Bring the palms together. Exhale the hands to the heart. We're going to move into a tree pose. Drop the weight into the right foot. Feel the right side of the body. Often when we drop the weight, there's kind of a slumping. So try to lengthen the body. Start at the right foot and feel your body lengthen and engage all the way up. And then opening up the left hip. Option for your heel to just be on your right ankle. Maybe you bring it onto your calf. Maybe all the way onto your inner thigh. Just finding tree in your body. How does it feel? What do you need to feel supported and good in your body in this shape? And then when you feel ready, inhale, the arms lift towards the ceiling. And maybe separating the hands slightly. For a challenge, you can gaze up. That's going to challenge your balance, maybe make you fall out. Or you can gaze forward, finding a spot to focus on. And that's going to help you balance a little bit more. So does your balance want challenged? Does it want more support? You can always grab onto a wall with one hand if you're needing even more support, or just keeping that foot right here as a little kickstand. 2 more breaths here in tree pose. Beautiful. Take an inhale. With the exhale, palms face away. Slowly bring the arms out into airplane arms. Bending the the left knee forward. Bring it into the chest, then grab onto it, interlacing the fingers. Pull the left knee up and in. Some compression in your left hip. And then maybe the left ankle, some circles. All right, we're gonna drop into eagle pose here. So you can just lower that left leg down. I'm gonna turn sideways just because we're gonna do eagle with the option of warrior three with eagle arms. So coming here, inhale, the arms lift. With the exhale, take the right arm underneath the left arm, just like we did in the beginning. Bringing the palms together and the thumbs facing the nose or grabbing opposite shoulders. So we're here. And then we're gonna sit the hips back. I'll show you this direction first. Sit the hips back, coming into chair pose. Lift the right leg over the left leg. Option to tuck the right toes behind the left calf and then sit those hips back. Or option maybe today, you just use your right toes as a little kickstand, sitting those hips back, or maybe you're pointing the toes in the direction you want them to go, and they don't wrap all the way around your left calf. So wherever you are in your eagle pose, just arrive there, lifting the chest. Try to line the elbows and the knees up down the center of the body. Keep the hips sat back and engage the core, and then bring your awareness to your breath. 2 rounds of breath right here. And if you'd like to, I'll show you from this angle. If you'd like to, you can just come straight out of eagle and release the arms. Or for a little bit of a challenge, coming up, keep the arms where they are, kick the right leg back, lower the chest, and come into warrior three with eagle arms. So a little bit of a challenge to your balance here. 2 rounds of breath if you're there. If you skip to this part, just find a mountain pose and come back to your breath there. Beautiful. If you're here in this warrior three with eagle arms, slowly bring the right foot up to meet the left, release the arms, inhale, extended mountain pose, exhale the hands to the heart. Beautiful, right here, mountain pose, 3 rounds of breath. And then taking my hands up. We're gonna put the weight into the left foot this time, coming into tree on this side. Engage the left side body, finding your balance, your tree, wherever it is. You can keep the arms there, you can open them, you can gaze up for a challenge to your balance, or gazing straight forward, finding a concentration spot, helping you balance. Also an option to find a wall. And then just the breath here. On the next exhale, release the arms parallel to the mat. Bending the right knee up in towards the chest, interlace the fingers around the right shin, and pull in and up, compression in your right hip, maybe taking your ankle in some circles. And then we'll lower that down and go into eagle on the left side. So inhale, the arms lift. Exhale, left arm under the right. Twist the arms up, palms together. Thumbs face the nose or grab opposite shoulders, then sit the hips back. Chair pose. From here, we're gonna lift the left leg over the right leg. Maybe you get your toes to wrap around your calf, maybe a little kickstand for support today. Finding your eagle, line the elbows and the knees, the center of the body as much as you can. Pull the core in, sit the hips back, chest is lifted, 2 rounds of breath. And then option to come out of it, finding a mountain pose or kick the left leg back and come into warrior three with eagle arms for 2 rounds of breath. Beautiful, slowly bringing that foot forward. Inhale, release the arms. This time folding with the exhale. Beautiful, arrive in a forward fold, maybe a dangle, just let the hands be heavier. You can grab opposite elbows in a ragdoll. And then lower the right hand down to the mat, deep bend in the right knee. Inhale, lift the left arm towards the ceiling. Coming into a spine twist with the option to take that left arm for a half wrap. Reach it across the low back towards the opposite thigh. And inhale, the left arm lifts towards the ceiling. With the exhale, float it down. Plant the left hand, bend the left knee. Inhale, the right arm lifts towards the ceiling. Taking the gaze up with that right hand. With the option of taking it for a half wrap, reach it across the low back towards your opposite thigh. And then inhale, the right arm lifts. Exhale, float it down. Slowly heel toe the feet apart, toes pointing away, heels coming towards each other. Drop the hips down, finding yogi squat. Hands can come together, elbows on the insides of the knees, or you can sit on a block if you feel like you want a little bit more support in your body in this shape. Two more breaths. And then just lower the hands down, drop down onto one knee and then the other knee. Beautiful. Begin to make your way into a seat. And then bringing soles of the feet together in a butterfly. Connect sit bones. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Two more rounds of breath in butterfly. And slowly coming back up to center. Bring the knees together with the hands, kicking the legs forward. Tall spine again. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, fold forward, grabbing onto ankles or toes. Maybe you have a strap to help pull you down into this stretch as deep as you'd like to go. And inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, let the hands float down. Take the left leg out at an angle, bringing the right foot into the left thigh. We're gonna do a separate leg stretch here. So coming to center, find the sit bones, inhale the arms towards the ceiling. With the exhale, turn the body to face the left leg and then fold forward. And 2 rounds of breath here. And then as you inhale, come back to the center. Chest faces forward, put the right hand behind the right hip. Reach the left arm up and over the head as you come onto that right knee and the top of your right foot. Press the hips up. This counter pose, back bend to your forward fold. One more inhale and exhale. And then lowering down. Use the hands to support you while you switch legs. Right leg comes out at an angle. Left foot comes into your right thigh. Inhale, reach the arms, lift. Exhale, turn over the right leg and fold. 2 rounds of breath. Inhale, coming back up to the center. Left hand behind the left glute. Pressing onto the left knee. Hips lift, right arm up and over the body. Beautiful. Slowly lowering down. And then when you're ready, making your way into a final resting shape, whether it be on your back or your side or your belly or any other shape that feels good in your body. Noticing as you make your way there if there's any last stretch or shape or movement that your body needs. And then once that feels complete, just settle into the shape that you choose. Begin to notice where your body is touching the ground. So what parts of the body? If you're on your back, bringing your awareness to the back of your head, the shoulder blades and the backs of the arms and the hands, the glutes and the calves and the heels. And with your awareness on those places, whatever they are, that is connected to the earth beneath you, take a big inhale. Fill the lungs full, expansion all the way till you can't take any more breath in. Hold it. And then with the exhale, melt into the sensation of the ground beneath you. Try to feel the body get heavier and more connected to the earth beneath you, and then notice how it feels to be held. You're just lying here. The gravity is pulling you down, and the earth is firmly beneath your body, holding you up. Maybe try to give in to that sensation, really giving yourself permission to let go and be held. If the eyes are still open, maybe closing the eyes or softening the gaze. And then just begin to feel the chest rise and fall with the breath. Begin to notice if there's any other sensation happening in the body that you can notice. Let go of the mind for a moment. Just this, just you, just this moment on your mat. Can you soften a little bit more? Maybe the hands or the jaw, the forehead or the feet. Can the hips relax more? Or do you still feel that clenching or that tension that you can release? And then when you're ready, maybe begin to wiggle fingers and toes, roll the wrists and the ankles. It might feel good to lengthen the arms over the head, stretching the body, or maybe the knees coming into the chest would feel good. Just notice what your body wants here. And then when you're ready, make your way to a seat, taking your time, moving slowly, be gentle. Arrive in a seat. Sitting up tall with the spine lengthened. Bring one hand onto the heart, place the other hand on top of that hand, and then just lower the chin slightly. Take a breath here. Feel the connection your hands have to your heart space. And then for just a moment, acknowledge your beautiful body. Send some gratitude and love to yourself, maybe through your hands, maybe just in your mind. But take a moment just to acknowledge the gift that your body is. Maybe having some gratitude for your ability to move through a yoga practice, even if you had to modify or change things. Just feeling some gratitude and love and connection to self. And when that feels complete for you, you can open the eyes and come back into your space. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.